when I'm up this early in the morning, it means I got a lot of work to do on my plate today. So I brought this up many times on why I feel strongly on why screen paint products should show serious tests, because you need to know at the end of the day if you're getting exactly what you paid for. Now, we did some crazy tests yesterday, just having some fun with the Black Series technology. Threw a pair of pants up there and a hoodie that didn't even match the screens, white levels. The Black Series pulls the highest white levels out of all our technologies, and it just has some very interesting applications that we can do to the technology. Make sure my focus is here correctly a little better here. So one of the things that you should be and very concerned with when it comes to screen paint products, that they need to be tested, because you need to know 100% if you are getting exactly what you paid for. Anything can be shipped to you in a container, anything. Anything can be shipped to you claiming to be something, and it can be something completely different. This is why we have batch numbers attached to our products, because the customer can always go back in and they can always check and see the progress, and also to see how the product turned out before it was shipped out. That's something our company guarantees. As I see with other individuals, don't do this at the end of the day, because again, they can't back their products, because again, they don't know their products. That's the reason why I show you where you have specification sheets that are extremely light, not enough information on them. And the reason why there's hardly any information on them, because they did no testing, and with doing no testing, they don't know the product that they're selling. They're just basically just saying stuff off the top of their heads. Now, yesterday we got a chance to go through some detail, just asking questions to individuals who make these products, if they could basically come in and enlighten us on giving us any information on these particular products. And pretty much same as usual, always met with a bunch of emojis, insults, stuff like that. So if you can't back your products up, you don't know anything about your products, this is the reason why we get no educated or logical answers when it comes to basically inviting these individuals into rooms for questioning, and they just have nothing at all at the end of the day. Just met with a lot of insults and basically a lot of emojis. But anyway, as I said before, products need to be tested. Now, one of the tests that we have on our 2.0 is we have the network grade 773, and we also too have the Slip Silver by Amazon, which is a pretty interesting product. Those particular products, as we've seen, certain individuals will stay far away from, due to the fact that after previous demonstrations trying to outmatch a network grade 773 turned out to be an extremely failed attempt. So with that being said, they don't want to go near it at all, period, due to the fact knowing the outcome of what will happen on live. But here's the thing, if they had properly tested the product, they wouldn't be having the issue to begin with. Now, this right here is a jet black screen. This is called the Black Edition series. And this technology right here, we have done so many test demonstrations versus black paint, black fabric, just about everything. At one point, in one of the video demonstrations, I displayed a pair of I forgot what they call them, cargo pants, and black pair of cargo pants and a hoodie, showing our products produce the highest white level no matter what you throw against it. And these are demonstrations you don't see them doing, because I said before, they're rush products. They're a product that they can pretty much make really fast, throw it in front of a high-end projector, dark environments, a lot of smoke and mirrors, calibrated projectors, and then try to make claim that the product actually works, when in reality it doesn't work at all, period. We've had a lot of it here that just wasn't working right correctly on my computer. Let me go over here and grab something to play. Now, this is why you hear me on camera repeating it over again, gentlemen, warrior test, because you're supposed to have some kind of test results on your product. Something has to be there.
With a full lineup of award-winning software, whether it's top-shelf mastering, pro-level audio restoration tools, or easy-to-use wireless recording solutions, Isotope has you covered.
Now, in our clean with our technology, our screens are ambient light rejection. They are 100% contrast. Well, not all of them. We have a few screens that we developed that are not. But these particular black series are 100%. The 39s, 38s, 12s, all those were 100% black screens. And we try to educate people on teaching them what to look for, what to be careful about when you're buying a screen paint product. You want to make sure you're getting exactly what you paid for, and you do not want to be fooled by fake demonstrations and no tests. So we're going to be doing some videos to help the customers out, what to look for, warning signs to begin with, and yes, screen paint products need to be tested, desperately, because I said before, you need to know exactly what's being shipped to your front door. My lens. This is awful. There we go. That's better. Now, one of the things we have to do when we're developing black technology, we're asked about this quite a lot, is we have to show off the screen's ability to be able to see white light. These are very important tests with black screens. Something I do not see enough of. We've seen a few people developing black screens, and we do not see these tests at all, period. Nowhere to be found. So you have to be to show that your screen can pick up a high white level. Not only that, it has to be done in an extremely well-lit environment. We have the max out centers where all these screens are tested at. So that's very important. That's one of the tests that, keep in mind, anytime anyone's going to give you a contract or anything, these tests are going to come up quite a lot. So let me see. Now, what we like to test our products against, I like to test our products against different forms of black surfaces because we get this all the time. When we're doing demonstrations, the first thing that comes up, we're dealing with a company, they want to know if our products are basically can they do the same thing if they get black paint or if they get black fabric or anything else, if they get the same, something like that will react the same way. The problem they're going to have is the fact that our technology is designed to actually accept and read white light, where the black paint, black fabric is not going to be able to read anything at all. So what we have here is Home Depot's Dynasty paint. We got this because this was brought up a few times in a false claim against our product of someone making the statement that they had our product. And again, the results were we never ever got any receipts or anything at all about the purchase of these products, which were never done. So again, we do these tests all the time. The reason why we know that the demonstrations are false because we test our products. So this is Dynasty, Black Dynasty by Home Depot. Lean it over so you can see that it's actually black. There we go. Nice black surface right there. Camera right there. Okay. Now see the test that we perform on our screen here with the black paint? These are tests that we have requested from Gray Screen Paint Products to do these tests on several different forms of screen paints. One is the Microblend by Amazon. Second will be the Network Gray 773. These are tests that are required. It's not something that they can fake and get around. No, you have to do these tests. And the reason why, the customer needs to know if they're being shipped actual screen paint or an everyday household shelf paint that you can get off of Amazon or Sherwin-Williams. You have to make sure. If not, you're going to have problems. All right. Got another black paint here. Right here. I'll put that right there. So we buy several different forms of black paint from different hardware stores, Lowe's, Home Depot, Sherwin-Williams, Benjamin Moore, Amazon, stuff like that, to make sure that when we do these tests, we have to make sure that the product is not going to have an issue of coming up too dark. This is also a fantastic way of measuring our white levels. If the white levels are coming up too high, if they're blinding the screen, if the white levels are too dark and the screen's kind of looking like that, then we're going to definitely have problems. So these tests are very important. So as you can see, I'm throwing more of these samples up. So right there, that is called Black Magic. That is, I don't like the name of it too much, but that's the name coming from Lowe's. That's actually one of their very, very dark products. And we get this all the time. What if I just go out and get myself a tablecloth? Can I do the exact same thing with the tablecloth? The tablecloth gives me the same reaction. So these are the kind of tests that are required when it comes to screen paint products. We can guarantee our customers 100% that they're not getting a black house paint, or sorry, everyday black house paint shipped to their front door. And also insurance companies we do business with, that they are getting a product at the end of the day that guarantees itself. That they're not going to be, they can't do the same thing with black house paint, no matter which brand they choose. And they can't do the same thing with a black piece of material, which shows the technology itself can back itself. Now, the problem we have here is, from what I've seen already in some of these gray screen paint mixes, we've seen actually one of them match Network Gray 773. What's disturbing about this particular individual who sells this product is that he continues to sell this product knowing that his product matched house paint. So at the end of the day, you don't know what's coming to your front door. You could very well just be getting Network Gray 773 and a container shipped to you. Now, the reason why I say that is because, number one, they match. You can't tell one from the other. Number two, it's cheaper to do the Sherwin-Williams than it is basically to make the paint from scratch. Making it from scratch, which means you would have to go out and buy white paint, you would have to go out and buy black paint, and even if he adds any glitter or silver to it, still that's going to cost you a little bit more money. It can be like $50, $60, easy, no problem. The Sherwin-Williams has such an interesting tone to it. It does not require glitter. It does not require silver. It doesn't require black paint. Nothing. You can take it off the shelf and use it, which means a person who basically doesn't have any test results, this is an excellent product for them due to the fact that they can put it into a container. They don't have to add any black, no glitter, nothing to it at all, and they can take it right off the shelf. They'll save a ton of money doing it, and they'll ship it to you, and you'll end up spending money for house paint. So, for anyone who sits there and says, "Well, that seems a little impossible. That can't happen," Well, it already has happened. Because like I said before, this is an individual who has matched the network grade 773 and still continues to sell the product that matched network grade 773 right on his very own website. So again, the whole object for people who do this stuff is to try to cut corners as much as possible and to keep as much money as they can, as much money as they can in their pockets, regardless of whatever your product is going through, your screen is going to suffer through. They don't care. That's why there's no testing being done, due to the fact that you can't test a product that doesn't work to begin with. Now, as I said before, that the it's one of the biggest scams I've seen so far in home theater projection. And as I said before, you have to make sure that the product that's coming to your front door is exactly what you paid for, and test results are very important. Test demonstrations with the slip silver, test demonstrations with network grade 773, they need to be done. We have done those on our products multiple times. As a matter of fact, the 2.0 has multiple demonstrations on slip silver, multiple demonstrations on the network grade 773 products. So, been and done that about a month ago. So done and finished. But what you're going to have to worry about here with this product, the Cinemax. This is one of the screen paints that came up matching network grade 773. What you're going to have to worry about is the Cinemax is made out of a black, we've had it here, we know how it's made. It's made out of a black and white mixture. It also too has some traces of silver in it, and we found traces of glitter in the product. Now, with that being said, that is about a $60 product right there. We can tell exactly by adding up how much it took to make it, about 60 bucks. Consider the fact that the Sherwin-Williams at Super Paint would cost around roughly 26 bucks. That's what it would cost. The calculations, I guess the person was trying to do on camera by claiming that if a product is like $17, the quart $17, they're not going to charge you $17 and equal that to a gallon. They take a percentage of that off. So you're probably paying like something like maybe $10 or maybe $15 more for the for the gallon version. They're not going to charge it by 4 times 17 or 4 times 40. They don't do it that way. They don't add paint up that way. But anyway, they charge you by so much of a difference, by 10 or 15 bucks to get the gallon. Because when you go into Home Depot, you go into Lowe's or any place else, and you get a quart, and you say, well, how much is a gallon? They say, well, it's like a $15 difference or a $20 difference. It's something like that. But it's not going to cost you like $80 or 160 bucks for a gallon of paint. That's freaking insane. You get 5 gallons for that much. Hold on, friend, I got to grab some more. None of the scissors are up here. All my scissors are like weird. Nothing here. Nope. Scissors in the office area. Okay. Now, as I said before, when you're buying paint, so you're buying something, like I said before, it's going to be $20 a quart. This is where his calculations are completely wrong. If you're buying paint, it's $20 a quart. Most people, when they go in, they say, okay, well, how much is a gallon? They'll say, well, it's kind of like a $15 difference. That's it. That's what they'll tell you. There's no way in the world you will ever walk into a Home Depot, Lowe's, Sherwin-Williams, and even if the paint happens to be $29, they're going to say, no, it's going to be 120 bucks or 160 bucks a gallon. They don't do it that way. When they do paint, they put down, it's only somewhere between sometimes a $15 or $20 difference between the quart and the gallon. That's what it is. But when he went on camera and said that it's 40 bucks, if you paid $40 for a quart, and he added up only 2 quarts because he said $80, it should have been 160, which he should have said. There's no way in the world anyone's going to pay $160 for a gallon of paint. That's literally insane. There is only a $15 to $20 difference depending on the make, model, and brand or texture of the product. That's it. Any painter can tell you that at the end of the day. No way in the world it's going to cost you $40 a quart, you're going to pay $160 for a gallon? No, that's a lie. So bottom line, it's probably like a $15, $20 difference between that, a quart and a gallon. That's what it is. I'll buy a pen all day. Anyway, so the topic here and the real dangerous line here is the fact that, as I said before, even if he does the basic on his Cinemax, $60, let's say, right? He's getting like $90 for each quart. The problem we're going to have here is the fact that he's not even making enough money at the end of the day. He's really not making enough money. So they have to figure out ways how to get more money out of what they started. He can't charge certain prices for it because he ridicules other people at the end of the day because they charge too much money for paint, and then he does it himself on a product, again, with no testing at all underneath of it. You can't get your worth of your product if it's not tested. Like, we can do a certified screen easily. You know how much the value of our screen jumps because we can knock out 9 certified screens, yet our value jumps through the roof. Because the average customer that can go out and spend $5,000, $20,000 per screen will easily go in and spend $800 a quart for our technology that can do a 120-inch screen. When they'll spend $5,000 for a screen that will do only 100 inches. So the value of our technology goes through the roof because we can take out a certified. Now, as I start getting back to you're definitely getting scammed at the end of the day. I'll tell you why. If there are no tests on the product showing the difference between that Sherwin-Williams or cheaper grade paints that you can easily get off Amazon or any other place, there's no test, they won't do the test, they refuse to do the test. Who's to say at the end of the day that they are shipping you shelf paint? Think about it. They don't have to spend $60 anymore. They can just go in and spend $23 or $37 for a gallon. They don't have to put any black into it. They don't have to put any silver into it. They don't have to put any glitter into it. None of that at all. They could just take that paint, pour it into a container, and ship it to your front door. You wouldn't even know. Now, how would you know if it's house paint or real screen paint? Well, you have to have tests. And since they won't do the tests, as we've given them the tests since last week or 2 weeks ago, they were giving those tests, you really don't know what you're getting. On our hand, you know what you're getting because right there, as I'm having this conversation, that is 3 different versions of black paint and black material hanging off my screen. And one of them happens to be Home Depot's Black Dynasty, have an ice pop. Black Dynasty. That was claiming to be our product for the longest time. That's how we're making our product, using Black Dynasty paint. Yeah. Sure. Now the problem we have here is that when I say this idea is not so far-fetched, because you have an individual who got caught on camera matching network grade 773 to a Cinemax. Did he pull the paint off the shelves? Did he stop selling it? Did he submit apologies? Nope. He continues to come on YouTube. He continues to act like the Cinemax didn't go through that process. He continues to sell this on his very own website as if it never happened. So if he's willing to go that far, if he's willing to be that bold at the end of the day, then he's willing to ship you down network grade 773 in a container and you wouldn't even know it. Because there's no test. Now, if he was called into a meeting or among businessmen and they were going to invest in this product and they say, okay, look, here's the deal. I'll put money into this, but I need to know at the end of the day that someone's going to pop up with some everyday paint and do the same thing you just did and embarrass the company. We lose a lot of money. Yeah, there's going to be some problems. A lot of problems. So I need to know this stuff actually works at the end of the day because I don't feel like getting sued and I don't feel like going through the headaches and problems, the embarrassment, damage. We don't feel like going through it. Is your stuff tested? Does it work? I'm not to worry about somebody coming in with some gray paint and doing the exact same thing. I need to know this. They can't give that answer. But we can. All day. for me to back it up. That's why it's very important. Now, I'm not saying that they have to back it up on our level. Well, if you're doing a black screen, you should, definitely. If you call yourself making a black screen paint, you should be doing our test demonstrations hands down. Well, they're telling you at the end of the day, the company that does the more advanced and more brutal tests are the best because we can back it up. If you can't match our test demonstrations, and that's what our company stands behind, you're not on our level of technology. Now, today would be the third day that I put out the request. We said that we would come in and we'll put a request out for this individual to do these tests because there's a huge massive concern. There's two people that make these products that don't do them correctly. One gets on camera, excuse me, lies a lot on camera, and extremely lot on camera. Doesn't really basically at the end of the day have been able to support what his product does. He's just talking on camera. That's something you have to worry about. Make sure they can back up whatever they're talking about. The other fellow, basically, when he does demonstrations in an environment with the P2 projector, the environment's dark, there's poorly light in the environment, there's light splashing up behind the back of the screen, giving a high indication that the environment is dark in the background. Leans on projectors with high contrast capabilities to fool the customers and make them believe that they're actually seeing a high contrast screen that has the ability to pull contrast level when clearly it doesn't. On other demonstrations I've seen in fully lit environments, I've seen screens completely wash out so bad that the detail is not even no longer available or even exists on the screen. And yet they claim this to be an achievement. The reason why is because the sad thing about it is in the home theater world, even with certified screens, they believe that a screen can be poorly washed out, but as long as they can see the image, this is considered to be an acceptable image. On our end, it's considered to be a complete fail. And I've seen this with both certifieds. Now, before we go overboard in time here, because I have more testing to do, as you can see, we need to check some channels. Because, as I said before, we need to show you that we put these challenges out for these individuals. We went to the website. We gave them links to where they need to do these tests at. We've already done the tests ourselves weeks ago. And again, all we're met with is basically with insults, a lot of cursing and carrying on, memes, slander, stuff like that. No one's stepping up and saying, okay, I'm gonna do these tests. I'm gonna show it to the customers I'm not cheating and stealing from them. So the fellow we're talking about, the main thief, the main scammer out of them all, would be a fellow by the name that goes by YouTube channel Crow1176. Now, I'm gonna show you something that you need to see. We have deleted videos from this individual. These are failed attempts to try to back his products. In these demonstrations, this individual goes in and starts explaining why his product doesn't match the network grade 773 when clearly it did. And the worst thing about it is, like I said, still gets on camera, still talks if this product, it never even happened, and still continues to sell this on his website. Let's see what's going on here while she's not working today. Click over here for a minute. Get her up and going. Shame people got to go through this. I bumped into a few of his customers. And they're very upset due to the fact that they've did the same test that we asked them to do. Thank you so much for doing those tests. And found out that, yeah, his products match a lot of great products. One of them was Bullseye Primer. Somebody went down in their cellar and grabbed some Bullseye Primer and it matched the screen. So this is the person you got to be careful about. He's on our blacklist. He's heavily on our blacklist. He is the most sought after individual on YouTube of committing fraud. Now, we're going to show you in the demonstration of the deleted videos that are missing. He had these videos on YouTube for a while, and then they upped and disappeared. Right, make sure they're standing there correctly. There we go. Now, fellow, like I said, full name is Jamie Fernando Gonzalez. He has a YouTube channel on Crow 1176. We have advised him multiple times to go in and do these tests, which are extremely important for the customers to see. Customers need to know what they're buying and what they're getting. Show you right here. Let's go over to the blacklist. Now, this is a place we have on our website. I designed this not just for him. It was designed because I go on eBay. Sometimes I'll buy some projectors. I've had a few instances where projectors have come in with flashing lights, busted, damaged, and usually we don't want customers to fall into the same situation. So we designed a blacklist to put people from eBay up there and other people that do things that they shouldn't be doing. If we have hardcore evidence of them doing these things, we can't just say they're doing it. We have to have hardcore evidence that they're actually doing it. So we have to actually catch them on the video doing it, or basically have an item here unboxing showing that the product was defective in any way whatsoever. It wasn't doing what it's supposed to be doing. All right, so as we scroll down here, you'll see our list on knockoff projectors that we don't support, tests that we've done on knockoff projectors, warning people to stay away from these items. These are our tests right there. These are the more high-end knockoff projectors that we run into from time to time. We got some results, some pictures on how they turned out for customers who use this with their products. Keep in mind, we do have policies on our website telling people not to buy the paint if you own one of these projectors. This right here is the black and white scam. This is actually black and white paint. This is when this fellow back then used to get the product out for free, but now he sells it. This ended up matching a lot of his products, especially the Metallica 2.0 that was labeled under the video that he was selling on the website but has removed. This is the Network 773 scam. So basically, the reason why we came up with the idea for Network Grade 773 was due to the fact that after I was downstairs doing something and I saw a tablecloth, and the tablecloth happened to match his products we had downstairs, actually 3 of them. So I started thinking, if a tablecloth can match the product, what's there to say that they may go out and just get everyday grade paint and ship this to the customer? How would you know the difference between one and the other? And the problem is you can't. So we got the Network Grade 773 here. Popped the lid. It was a perfect tone. And the results, it matched his product. Now, this is the same individual 6 months to a year later, after his customers pressured him to do the demonstration. And this is the outcome of what happened to him when trying to do the Network Grade 773 versus the Cinemax. And this is why we said the Cinemax is a scam paint, because again, this individual continues to sell this product on his website and advertise it on YouTube as if this video doesn't exist. So let me move this from my camera real quick. And you'll see at the top of the video, it says Crow's Cinemax Mix versus SW Network Grade 773. That's the product right there. Now, you'll see him bear receipts. This video was designed for him. He did the video to back his products. That's the whole purpose of the video, for him to back his products. So that's why he comes and he shows his receipts. He shows the container. You know, he shows everything to show that bottom line is his product is not going to match this product. That's what he thought. Didn't go as he planned. It crashed and burned miserably. So he basically not only matched the product, but became so irritated on camera that he basically started fiddling with the camera, trying to distract the camera's view, distract the camera's view. You know what I'm talking about. That's what he tried to do. So that's the fellow right there. stand to position a little better because I want to be closer. There we go. I should just bring the zoom up. So there he is right there, showing the inside of the paint. The top popping the top. And there he is rolling it down. And this is why we warn people at the end of the day, be careful. Make sure you know what you are buying at the end of the day. Make sure that product comes with some kind of guarantee that it is a tested product, that they are showing very serious test results. Because if they're not showing those test results, you very well could have spent $90, $80, $50, $60, or $70 for everyday grade paint. Biggest scam. And this is a person, what you call the word for what they call it, self-snitching. That's pretty much what he did to himself. Now another mixture that matches Network Gray 773 perfectly, black and white paint. Matches it with no problem whatsoever. Now, where's this video at? Well, this video is missing. The videos were taken off his account by the user. He removed them completely. And as I expressed so many times, that when someone removes evidence off their site, that means at the end of the day, they have something to hide. Unless, if it's something like this, let's just frame this. If it's something like this, where they're trying to back their product up at the end of the day, and the video goes missing, that's never a good sign. Now, we delete videos sometimes off the site or mark them private. If we have like somebody's sensitive information, maybe it popped up on camera, or basically it's something that needs to be marked private because a company is interested in that technology, then you'll see videos come up marked private. Other than that, all our test demonstrations are displayed directly to our website. All our batch numbers actually display the product before it's shipped out. That's how our product is guaranteed. But these individuals can't give you a batch number on something they haven't even tested yet. That's the problem. So if they don't know, in a batch number, you have to be able to show how your product is going to react to white paper. We have white test of white levels, and black to the screen's ability to be able to pull higher white levels than black surfaces like you're seeing in the next room. We have to do stuff like that in our batch number. That shows you the difference of how a difference between night and day. A screen's never supposed to match that close. So this shows you, and as I'm taking it off camera, that you're seeing the difference between a gunmetal technology versus the white sheet of paper and the Network Gray 773, that he should not be matching that at all in any way whatsoever. So that's how close the product came to matching it. That's the reason why you can't see a batch number, because a batch number requires for you to show off the products that are not supposed to be compared to your product and can't match your product. If you can't pass that basic demonstration, then you can't do a batch number. And if you haven't tested your product, first of all, you still can't do a batch number. You can't put in proper specification sheets because you haven't tested the product. And that's why you have to be really careful. Make sure that you ask those questions. Make sure that they can give you those tests before you put your money or slide a credit card or buy anything from them. Make sure they can back it up. Because at the end of the day, this is a fellow that will definitely ship you house paint to your front door. And it's probably what you're getting right now. Because at the end of the day, think about it. If I do a demonstration and my product matches that well to a surface, why would I go out and spend all this extra money to make the product when I can just grab it off a shelf, put it into a container, and ship it to your front door? There you go. And I don't have any test results behind it, no batch numbers, nothing. Who's to say what it is at the end of the day? You don't know. Now, proof that this individual is scamming people? Well, here's the proof right here. As you're looking at the video and you're watching it match perfectly, we will go to the website. You will see he will still have the product there for sale, selling it to people, knowing this happened. And we'll go to his YouTube channel, and you will see on the YouTube channel, not only did he not even begin to do I pretty believe he didn't do any demonstrations on the slip silver. I told you to go back and check. Guarantee we won't find anything there. I think we're going to be met with a lot of insults. I think we're going to be met with a lot of anger. We're going to be met with excuses, stalling, because what he'll do is either he'll go on vacation to try to run away from it, or he'll try to review something else or slander us. Those are the only options he has, instead of going and doing the test. So the question we got to ask people, how do you know that you have real screen paint without any tests or batch numbers? And you do not know. Now mind you, this isn't our video, this is his video. This is him trying to defend his product, trying to make claim that his product does not match this house paint at the end of the day. Not only does he match it, but the video went missing. Now usually if most people get caught in something like this, the first thing they start doing is start deleting stuff left and right. They'll delete all the videos, they'll go in and delete accounts, anything that has anything to do with that product, they will wipe it clean. Gone. This individual was still selling it on his website. And he deleted the video himself. Look at this. So why is he selling a product that matches house paint? Customer can go right down to the store and pick it up. I don't like the fact how he got on camera and lied to try to make it sound like it's more expensive to buy the Sherwin-Williams than it is his product. So Jamie, let me explain something to you how paint actually works when you go order paint. You kind of talk to people on camera like nobody knows anything. I think you and Partey both do that. Y'all talk on camera, you don't back anything up as if people are stupid at the end of the day. Well, some people will believe it, but most majority of people do not believe that nonsense. So when you go to buy at Home Depot or Lowe's, I've said this before, if it's $30 a quart, there's no way in the world they're going to charge you $120 for a gallon. It'd be something like a $15 to $20 difference. That's what it'd be. I hear it all the time. Every time I go in there and buy paint, somebody's buying a quart. Well, how much if I get a gallon? Or it's like a $15 to $20 difference. There's no way in the world they're going to sit there and say, oh, it's like $120 for a gallon. Are you kidding me? You know how crazy that would be at the end of the day? It's not that much money. You came on camera and you lied to people at the end of the day. All the time, and that's one of the bigger lies you told. That's one of when we had this in the forum site. That's what people kept bringing up. This guy has lost his marbles at the end of the day. Who's going to pay $120 or $160 for a gallon of paint? It has to be some extremely crazy super paint to do that at a gallon. It's mostly a $20 or $15 difference. That's on basic. And if you want to get something a little bit more higher up, a more higher brand, a more thicker coat, a one coat application, something with stain blockers, stuff like that, that's going to cost you a little more. I went to Sherwin-Williams and I paid $17 for a product and I paid $80 for a gallon. It depends on what you buy. But it doesn't cost that much. If that was the case, it'd be virtually, contractors wouldn't be making any money. It'd be insane to buy paint at the end of the day. You know how much 5 gallons would cost you? You're talking about $160. If you paid $40 a quart, $160 a gallon, do you have any idea what 5 gallons what that would cost a contractor or anybody else? Yeah, that's bananas. That is bananas. I have contacts in California. I have contacts just about everywhere. And they can walk right over to a store and buy something and post a receipt. Here's what it costs down here. But this is what he's used to. The reason why he treats y'all like this, because he's used to basically lying on camera. Got up there and lied on camera on this video. This video is the biggest lie ever. Lied on his camera about how it didn't match, how it was discoloration, how the contrast levels were better on his end. Lied. And what happened to the video? It went missing. So that means if he got rid of the video, it means him himself has acknowledged that the product does match. All right, let's go over here real quick. Let's show you that why this product is, he's still scamming you at the end of the day. Because the same product you just saw here, you can go to the blacklist. I'll put this separately up so you can check it out for yourself. I got to put some links in the day. I've been kind of busy. But the product you see here you will see directly on his website. This is the Cinemax. Go back here a minute. Pause it right here. I want you to see the title of the video. You see, we're not pulling any strings. We're doing everything legit by the book. Crow's Cinemax Mix versus SW Network Grade 773. Remind you, he branded receipts. This was a video to back his product up. That's why the receipts were branded. Now, if you notice, if it looked the same way on, that was a P2 projector he's using in the demonstration. That means you could do the same thing with Sherwin-Williams that he just did in there on his product, except it'd be a lot cheaper. You'll get it at a gallon instead of getting it at a quart. Now, let's go in and let's check the website. Let's see if the Network Grade 773 is still being sold on the website, even though Crow knows at the end of the day that this product matched house paint. Let's see if he's still selling it. All right, we got to turn to the side because we got some business mail coming through, and then we'll push it right over. So, you know, usually, like I said, when people get busted like that, they start removing the product from the door. Nope, it's still there. So here we are, right to his website. As you can see, this is the website right here by the YouTuber Crow1176. Like I said, it's been scamming people for quite some time. You're going to get some messages pop up because he gets very angry, very agitated. Usually, most people, when they are caught, busted, they get irritated. They start cursing. They start carrying on. They go off. And this is what he does. We had a couple of open rooms where we invited him into the room, and he snapped a couple of times. So, you know, we're used to it. You're used to it. We don't read any comments. We just go in and just present the evidence, and he just pretty much shows his true colors. So this right here, he still has on the website. Let's do a refresh to make sure. Give him a chance. See if he removed it. See if it's there or if it's not. Let's do a refresh. Nope, still there. Now that's pretty bad. That's extremely bad. Just watch the video of this individual matching this cheap house paint. And he's still in here trying to squeeze as much money as he can from people who don't know at the end of the day. Let me show you up close. So you can see I'm not lying to you. There it is, Crow's Cinemax Screen Paint Mix. There is the price that he is requesting. And look what it says at the bottom for the caption. Mind you, you know now this is Network Gray. It matches a house paint. Nothing special, everyday house paint. This is my favorite one of all my mixes. Mine is a house paint at the end of the day. It will give you well-balanced picture from your ultra short throw projector. So will Sherwin-Williams, same thing. Ultra short projector, it works best with 2200 lumens and up, tested with 1080p and 4K, great with some light environments. One quart covers up to 100 to 135 inch. This mix is my favorite. Using it with ultra short throw projector, it is amazing. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to help and save you hundreds. So, how are you saving hundreds if you are buying a house paint? That you can literally go over to Sherwin-Williams and you can go pick that up yourself. How are you saving any money? Overseas customers, you're paying a $70 surcharge fee. You can go pick that up at your local area. You know why he considers the slip silver extremely dangerous? Because the slip silver can be picked up anywhere. Anyone with an Amazon account has access to slip silver, the microblend. That's why he's terrified of it. And after going through that fiasco, and if you ever saw the entire demonstration, it was an absolute fiasco. He does not want to repeat this again. When we go to the YouTube channel, what will we find? Will we find demonstrations, tests done, results? We won't find anything. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, right? But come to this guy at the end of the day, I don't know. I mean, already you're watching him. You saw the demonstration of the Network Gray 773. You saw him bear receipts. You saw him do the paint on demonstration. You saw the product match with no problem. It was so sad that even yesterday, and as we opened up the mic to let him come in and speak, he tried to come in and say, hey, that's his camera doing that at the end of the day, making my product look that way. That is a desperate cry for help right there. It's your video, not mine. So if that's the case, I asked him, well, if my camera's doing all these special effects, you wouldn't mind going in and getting the original video out of your account and posting that on a large video player directly to your website, which we're on right now. So if I go to the front page, will I see this video that he claims that my camera was doing special effects to change the outcome of the video? Can he back that up? Well, we'll see. All right, so as we can see, he's already still selling the product here, knowing that it is house paint. And this basically, at the end of the day, yes, gives us the right to say that, yeah, this is a scam product. And not only that, the customer needs to worry about what's coming in the mail to him. Again, he can just go in and just ship you Sherwin-Williams. You wouldn't even know at the end of the day, because from this you would know, but still, no tests, no batch numbers. If he did a proper batch number, he can come on camera and go, okay, look, this is what we're going to do. This is the Cinemax. This is a new model of it. Get rid of all of this, let all this go, trash all the videos, rebrand the product, bring up something that actually works, do all your test demonstrations under the slip and the slip silver, and especially the network grade 773. Actually produce testing, produce batch numbers, showing that every time you ship out a product, you do a side-by-side demonstration next to network grade 773, or basically both of them. That's what you should be doing. But he doesn't do that because, again, it's too much work. He doesn't really want to put the time into it. He just wants a site he can set up and take money from you. Let's go over here. Let's check out the exchange policy. Now, say you buy it. You find out later on, you see one of our videos. You go do the demonstration yourself. You request for him to do it. He denies it. He doesn't want to do it. And you go, you know what? I'll go do it myself. And you come back and you go, this is messed up. I want my money back. Well, the problem, we don't have a problem here, but the way his exchange policy is set up is so that he can keep your money. There is no exchange policy. Now, even though we're not a big fan of Partey because he does lie a lot on camera, at least in this exchange policy, he does put in there that if he finds anything wrong or this, that, and the other, so forth and so forth, he's going to basically exchange it. Yeah, but the problem you have with that Partey, even though it's a good policy, you still have no test demonstrations backing your products. As when we requested, still hasn't been done yet to prove the theory that your screen basically requires a stacking system to show a different form of result compared to other screens, and that you have failed to basically give us that information, so therefore your product falls on deaf ears, and therefore is considered to be a lie. You have no way to back it. All right, now getting back to Crow. Here it says in his policy. Now, say you're a customer, you buy it. Like the one guy who painted his basement wall and found out that it came up darker than his basement wall. It produced very dark white levels. This is the policy that you're facing. Returns and refund policy. Returns and refund policy. Once the product is delivered, I can't express, you need to spell that correctly, no returns or refunds, only exchange for a different mix if the container wasn't open. Please make sure to ask any questions before any purchases are done. Thank you. Now, here's the problem we have here, Jamie, with that. You have no tests. Again, no tests, no batch numbers, no guarantee on how the product is going to look when it gets to the front door. You have nothing at all. Your specification sheet is extremely weak. And the reason why the specification sheet is extremely weak because you know nothing about your product because you haven't done any testing. Like, for instance, the invisible technology we displayed yesterday going through a glass window, we realized that the surface that we coated it on didn't work as well as we thought it was. It actually works better indoors. So I had to go back in, tape off the window, and recoat the inside of the window. And it worked perfectly, applying straight to glass only. We wouldn't have realized that if we didn't do the test. Now, I had basically later on launched that product and made that accusation, and some dozen people or more, 100 people or more, or 1,000 people more purchased that product and did the same thing we did, and it failed miserably, then I would be in a lot of trouble. So that's why those tests are extremely important. So that way we can see, all right, that's not going to work. Let's try this out. and spraying it directly to the glass actually worked much better. That's the kind of stuff, that's why testing is important. If he had done his proper testing, he would have realized that his product matches several different forms of gray products. See in the next room? See those 3 different versions of black paint and fabric? We threw a hoodie and a pair of pants up there yesterday for fun. Doesn't match at all. Because that's why, because our products are tested. So this is what you have to be concerned about, people. So anybody comes in, buys that product and does that test themselves and go, what the freak? They're going to go back and get upset like the fellow in his basement got upset about the product basically coming out darker than his wall. They're going to want their money back, or they're going to want some kind of exchange, something at the end of the day. You can't even offer an exchange to your family because of your policy. You can't even offer an exchange to your friends because of your policy. Your policy is strictly set up to take money and give nothing back. Now, those of you who fell into this nightmare, cobweb of whatever deceits and lies, you can get out of this. We have won every single PayPal claim against this individual. Every single one. We never lost one. We've actually used that policy twice against them, and a few claims. That policy right there, PayPal will not honor it due to the fact it doesn't give the customer any option to be able to fix or resolve the issue. There's no way out for the customer. Period. So, as you can see, he has a kind of a clad tight policy here that makes sure the customer gets nothing back if he opens a container. How would the customer know if he doesn't open a container? Because Jamie's in fear. He's in fear that they'll open a container or maybe do a test or maybe match it to something, and something may come up matching because he didn't do the test. This policy is for people that are nervous, extremely nervous about someone testing their product and finding out things they don't want them to know because they didn't properly test the product. This is why we have the cancellations. He can't ship that product to us ever due to the fact that in fear that we will do the testing and he will be outed. Well, you've already outed yourself already on so many levels, it's not even funny. The fact that you are still selling this product after you yourself are being shown on a video matching the product clearly shows you're scamming people. No way around it. All right, let's also look at something here too. Projector lies. We're definitely going to talk about that. Helping you people realize, be careful about people using high-powered projectors. We don't use them over here because, again, we think it does projector. At one point, you got to figure out who's doing the work. Is it the projector or the screen? So you have to make sure that you're getting exactly, like I said, what you paid for. Okay, for a minute, let's go back here for a minute. Now, if you look at here, see here skin levels? This is not black, this is actually gray. Only black screens can produce black. But you see how dark they are? Now, you would look at that and think that you're going to get that image. You're not getting that image at all. If you own that projector, you will be getting that image. If you don't own it, you will not get it. If you are in a fully lit environment with a 2:1 projector, that screen is going to fade out completely with no problem. The reason why we know this is because when he did the demonstration on the P2s in a well-lit environment when he first started off, and the screen was washing out along with his screen paint at the same time on a P2 projector. But the only way you're going to be able to achieve this, and this is what he lies to his customers, that you can have an everyday 720p projector and you'll be able to produce the same black levels as this, that's a complete lie. This is a customer. This is not on the P2. This is on an Epson 955. Now, he removed 2 of the numbers that should have been in the model number. One was actually, we looked up, a 599 Epson doesn't exist. We tried to find it, it doesn't exist. The Epson 955W and 955WH do exist. He has 1 or 2 of those models. Both projectors have a 10,000 to 1 contrast capability, and one projector has the more expensive one. Actually, the WH has 3,200 lumens. The other one has 3,000 lumens. He put 36. They do not have 3,600 lumens on those projectors at all, period. Don't believe that. Now, if you look at the screen carefully, you will notice that it's not producing black. And the reason why it's not producing black, because if you look at the objects and the environment, they're not matching the screen. Someone has an OLED TV, they put it on their wall, they got all black furniture in their environment. Guess what? It's going to match that furniture with that TV. The TV is going to match everything. If they show an OLED fish moving in the background, that black background is going to match everything that's black in that environment. Because if your screen comes up gray, you need to take it back. You got some problems with the screen. So right here, you can clearly see. You all right, buddy? As you can see, it's clear as day that this screen is not producing black. It's producing gray. This is a QLED demonstration designed for an OLED TV. See the speakers? This is the first thing they look at in demonstrations when people are making claims that they have actual black screens. They will stare at objects in the environment. When we saw Partey's black paint, he had it sitting on 2 5-gallon buckets. You know what I was staring at? I was looking at the black writing on the side of the bucket, and I was looking at the screen at the same time. They didn't match. The screen came up gray. That's how we know, gentlemen. That's how we can tell. I do it in demonstrations all the time. I look at the screen, I look at the speakers, I look at the screen. I'm like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you turn those lights on for a minute? And when they turn the lights on, I can see. I say, okay, I see. Your screen's not black. It's gunmetal, it's dark gray. That's what it is. We can tell. So that's how you can see it. But they'll tell you in the demonstration, look at the contrast levels. No, that's poor, extremely poor. That's misleading your customers. Now, this one, he's on a 720p Epson projector. How come the image doesn't look the same way here that it does on his demonstration shown on his website? Because on his website, he's using a $3,000 projector, a $3,300 projector, or now they cost, right, pretty much from me paid for probably $33. Now they're like $22. But anyway, how come it doesn't look the same? Because that projector doesn't have the same perks as this one has at the end of the day. This is why I've been telling you guys for the longest time that whatever projectors that they use in the demonstration, you have to own that projector in order to get that image. This is what I try to explain to you. Don't be fooled when you see a high-end projector and someone's going to tell you you're getting that image. No, you only get that image if you own that projector or a higher model. That's it. You will not get that off your projector, period. Not going to happen. This is the reason why we use low-grade machines, because in our demonstrations, everybody's projectors are better than ours. So we can make a 720p at 19 feet back, 127 inches, sitting in a bay of windows and pull a 100% contrast level perfectly and all that light with no problem whatsoever, no calibrating, none of that nonsense. There you go. That's good technology. When you have a projector that's literally sitting right up on top of a screen, about less than 12 inches, and you mean to tell me at a 2:1 contrast, and that screen washes out or has a difficulty picking up, especially next to household screen paint? That is a really huge red flag. And the biggest red flag, people, anytime someone tells you that you have to walk with them over to a screen to get that close to a screen to see the difference, that's another red flag, especially with 2:1. All right, so let's come back over here real quick. Let me see. There, and there. We've seen already the fake paint by Jamie, the Cinemax. This is a customer who bought the Cinemax, or he claimed he bought the Cinemax. We don't know. When it comes to him talking about customers, we went through that whole video of him claiming that 15 people purchased a product from him that didn't have access to getting the product. They don't even know what it's called, nothing at all. And yet these orders magically went through. So we don't know if he's actually speaking the truth unless we actually see the customer. Or not see the customer, sorry about that, the customer video. But he's saying he's doing this for a customer 15 feet back. Number one, the 15 feet back, lie. Definitely lie. Definitely huge freaking lie. You know why it's lie? Because that projector, the 955, whether it be the W or WH, that projector at 15 feet would produce a screen size easily of 121 to 124 inches. Crow's demonstration here, like I said, nothing but line on camera. Basically, let me see, comes in here. Produces an image that fits inside of the screen. This is a 100-inch screen. I know for a fact because I have a 100-inch wallpaper downstairs. It's the same size. So that's a 100-inch screen. And that image, see this right here where it's gray all around here? It's all nice and gray right here. The image is fitting in here. So that means that tells us at the end of the day, anyone who's been an expert in the field, and if you're not an expert, you can pick up on it, that in order for him to be 15 feet back on a projector that produces an image at that distance throw at 121 to 124, your zoom would have to be pushed in. And that's what he did. Pushed the zoom in, because by doing that, this is another trick you got to worry about, and got to be careful about these, that when they push that zoom in, it compresses the image. It makes it tighter, it makes it brighter, it makes it sharper, and that way when they pull the projector back, they can still somewhat maintain the image in a full lit environment. Huge trick. That's what he did. Now, the reason why he didn't put the proper numbers in fear that somebody might come in and look up the projector's model number, go over to Projector Central, punch it in, go to a distance screen calculator, and pull up what does 15 feet really pull off that projector. That's why he was missing the model numbers. It's a shame. And that's why I said you got to be careful. You got to be extremely careful. That's why we did the demonstration with the projector at 22 feet back. I kept going over. I kept showing you how the lens was pushed all the way up. When full zoom, see how it was blowing up, it was overlapping the screen. That's how it should have looked. There's no way in the world I'd be able to pull that projector back that far and it would fit. Let's see, he had something called an extended long throw lens. If you had one of those, then yeah, you could pull that off easy. That one right there, you had to be 18 feet back in order to get a 100-inch screen. But he doesn't have that. That projector doesn't have that capability. It's not Venue. So that's how we know when we look at it, he's cheating right here from the door. Another thing too, we noticed that we watched the screen magnify right in front of us. I'm like, oh, he's definitely got it down too low. Watch this. So right here on the snake, you will see the screen. And if you notice, he's doing a picture in picture. So he's right here. This is where he's at right here. So there's no measuring tape. There's nothing showing how far the projector is actually pulling back, because I don't see any measuring tape in the demonstration. Did he put up any measuring tape? Anything up in here? Anything? Nothing? Nothing at all, period. Not one thing. Let's go to the beginning. Anything with a measuring tape? Nothing. No display of a measuring tape. So you don't know if he's 15 feet back or not. You don't know that. So that's definitely a lie. You got to be to back that up. When we do a demonstration on a distance throw, Mr. Bird will stop, get down on his knees, show you the distance. So we're here, we're here, we're here, we're here. You have to show that. If you don't show that, it's considered to be, it doesn't work. It's not considered to be countable if it's not. It's bogus. So right here, now listen to what he says. Let me get the screen a little bit bigger. Which means you had the screen shrunk to fit in there to get that sharper, brighter image. He tells on himself. He does, let's put it away. Crow does so much dirty stuff. Some people literally do so much dirty stuff that they literally trip over dirty stuff as they're doing dirty stuff. They will get caught. You ever seen somebody lie so much that you're having a conversation with you and they were telling themselves right in front of you, you're like, wait a minute, I thought you said so and so and so. But then they're trying to cover up that lie with another lie. There you go. There's no way in the world that screen should ever be that small at 15 feet. Something isn't right there. When you do 15 feet back on a projector, you're doing especially a distance, if you're doing a distance throw, you have to overexpand the screen. It's a must. You can't fit it to the screen. That doesn't work. You have to overexpand it. So I mean by test result, which completely failed. He should have had it pulled all the way back. Now, if you notice when he did the demonstration with the customer's screen at 16 feet back, he had it overlapping. He had it splashing on the bookcase. He had it hitting on the wall. He's back that additional feet in order to hit that. He's showing an oversplash. But you're never supposed to have it fit to the screen if you're claiming a distance throw. The distance throw, the lens is supposed to be pushed all the way up. The zoom is all the way up. Everything, pixels are supposed to be expanded, everything. So that way you can see a little wear and tear on the pixels, if they're going to take any damage, if someone's going to have a projector back that far. When we're outside, our screen at 250 inches, I'm 18 feet back on that projector, and I have to expand the image all the way out. We max it out. Because we have no choice. We have to. We need to, because in order to fill up the screen. That's why you have to be at that distance, and you have to have expanded, because you need to know what happens. If I do that demonstration, like I said, and I'm used to having the lens pushed in, and I go outside that and we go to expand the lens, and the image washes out, becomes blurry, unwatchable, unnoticeable, that's because we didn't do proper testing. Got to see what happens. You have to strain your pixels as much as possible. Let me see what we got going on here. There we go. All right. Now, if you're talking about 15 feet, even if you're trying to fit the screen, the problem you have here is you're not even fitting the screen. You have all this right here. So that means your zoom is pushed all the way down. And it shouldn't be. Your zoom, you should be overexpanding the entire screen. If you're expanding the entire screen, you'll watch all this deteriorate around the screen, but you will see the screen maintain the image in the middle. That's what you want to see when you pull the projector back that far. You don't watch everything around it deteriorate, but when you want the image in here to come up crystal clear, pure, that's how you know that the pixels out here, when hitting the wall, are being affected. They're not showing properly. But once they hit that screen brings everything to life. That's what you display when you do a distance throw, and you have to expand everything, you have to push everything, you have to max it out. You know, it's interesting looking at this right here. My screen sits 127 inches, Jamie. I have windows here, and I have windows here. There's light constantly passing back and forth across my screen all day. Here, you're in a dark area. We consider this still a dark area because it's not a lot of light. Even yesterday, when I removed my screen from my wall, I had light pushing in on top of the screen, and the overlay didn't phase the screen at all. Technology design. But let's go back here. Let's get to this real quick. Okay, so commercial. Yup. Commercial. Just want the audio. It's audio, not it's not his name. Where is it? Oh no. Could be audio on our end. Ugh, I hate when you remote control. Work.
Just wanted to show you what you're gonna expect from this mix with all this light coming in. Now, mind you, if you have light control environment, the picture is even gonna be more amazing. But as you can see here with the windows open, that's why I have the camera facing back and forward. So
now, one of the things you have to watch out when you watch these demonstrations, and I told you before, they will stick to color. As much color as possible, because color is going to fade the less. You're not going to see any color patterns. You're not going to see any test demonstrations, none of that at all, period. One of the things he should have displayed in this demonstration with the Cinemax, he should have had the network grade 773 right here in the center of the screen. So that way, not only that, he can prove to the customer that his product is not matching his product. It's nowhere to be found at all. As you saw in the demonstration already, this product is Sherwin-Williams at the end of the day. It is what it is. But also, too, like I said, more disturbing, you'll see right here, the screen, they'll stick to those colors, but the screen's not seeing contrast as he claimed it to be. On the P2 projector, it's going to pick up a much darker shade because it's a more advanced, more high-end projector. But on the Epson projector, it only has a 10,000-to-1 contrast. You're not seeing that. That's why the speakers are not matching the screen. That's why the black bezel around the screen is not matching the screen. This is supposed to be jet black. This is an OLED display. This is completely washed out. And if the contrast levels are washed out, then the colors are washed out too.
it's open on the side.
That's supposed to be black, not gray. Now, if you watch this right here, you'll see the image expand, which means he has the image pushed all the way down. I saw Partey do that in a demonstration. We had a screen outside. He had like a 2x3 outside, and he said he was at 12 feet back, and look how sharp the image was. At 12 feet back, you mean to tell me you're only able to pull up a 2x3? That's it? No, 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 something's wrong there. That means the lens is pushed all the way down.
Get the screen a little bit bigger. Customer, let me get the screen a little bit bigger.
Now he said, let me get the screen a little bigger. The problem we have here is that where you have the projector sitting back, you have the lens still, even when you expand the lens, you are still not fitting inside of that screen, which means your lens is still pushed down. At 15 feet back, again, you should have had 124 inches easily. And that's one of the tricks you got to watch out for. Is when they take the lens and they push it in, because they do it to compress the pixels to give a sharper and brighter image when they know they're going to be in an environment and the screen's going to completely wash out. No way in the world that should have fit in there at all, any way whatsoever. So let's show you something here. Mr. Bird doesn't like to talk about things unless he can back them up. I don't know what's worse, Jamie, the fact that you faked that demonstration or the fact that that product is network grade 773 and just you refuse to acknowledge this and still has on the website for sale. That's why you won't see on the website the demonstration on display. Now, mind you, like I said yesterday, he came into the room. He tried to start some kind of rumor by saying, oh, he's using a special camera. His camera, I have a Galaxy Note 10, so I don't know what's special about it. But anyway, got a Galaxy Note 10. I'm doing a demonstration, and I'm using some kind of special effects to make your screen look bad in that video. Jamie, that's your video. And number two, it's missing. So again, I said, if I'm doing all these special effects, you wouldn't mind bringing that video up out of your archives, putting it back onto your channel, and displaying it for everybody to see. Right directly to your website, which we're going to go in and check. We're on your website right now to see if you displayed the video. So let's go over and let's check out real quick. Let me see. Oh my goodness. I'm never going to my backyard to cut anything again. Next time I'm going back there with a flamethrower. Well, I won't be here, so I don't care. Let me see. Let me see something really quick. Oh, we gotta go on YouTube to get that one, don't we? Yeah, we do gotta go to YouTube and get that one. We're not gonna get it from here. We gotta go to YouTube and get it. That's my customer, by the way. To Crow's customers, this is how your screen is supposed to react. That's my customer right there. That's Hector's demonstration right there. That's how your screen is supposed to react. It's real ambient light rejection technology. I don't know what he's doing at the end of the day, because I don't know why you would show. First of all, you have on your website that, but yet you show off demonstrations like you're trying to prove that it is. So which one is it? Because if you notice, when people are doing demonstrations with ambient light rejection technology, they're in like crazy lit rooms. Well, not some of the certified streams we've seen so far, but you know what I'm talking about. They use a little more light than some people are going to use it, and I guess they call it normal for them. We don't call it normal. But anyway, they still use some light, right? So if you're showing a demonstration off and you're showing that kind of lighting in the environment on the screen, then the problem I have here is that you have on your website not ambient light rejection. So if a person basically uses your product and say they want to watch something with contrast, which you didn't show enough of, that's going to fail. Number one, the contrast doesn't pick up on your screen. It comes up in gray. And if it comes up in gray, that means the colors are going to wash out along with it. So what are you doing here? Is your product ambient light rejection or is it not? Because again, we found videos on the Frankenstein that said it was, and it wasn't, and it was, and it wasn't. He doesn't know what he's doing at the end of the day. If you notice on the website, he doesn't have that there at all, but you're advertising as if it is. You can't do that. It's one or the other, man. One or the other. You got to pick a road and stick with it. Let's see what we got here. We were looking for tests on the Cinemax. This is how we came up on some of these demonstrations. We're looking for just basic tests on the products. This is how we're able to come in and just say, well, no, he doesn't have any testing because we weren't looking for him. Cinemax screen paint. That's one of the fellows that's drilling him right now about him not doing the microblend. That's another guy who mimicked his account, made another account, mimicked Crow's account. That's not Crow, that's somebody else in the account. That's an angry customer who Crow cheated, stole money out of. And he got mad. I'm pretty sure he went through that whole policy, contacted him, and was met with that policy telling him, well, you open it up, I can't help you out, you're stuck with it. And this is the result. Ticked off somebody. And they went in and did this demonstration. Another person that challenged him to do that Amazon that he doesn't want to do. He's staying far away from it. Here we go. This is a demonstration. Now, mind you, what you just saw the demonstration on Epson projectors. This is another Epson projector he's using in a demonstration. And this one you saw, this one's about 16 feet back. Let me see. Wait, claimed 16 feet back. Oh, no, he manipulated it. Jamie, you do know that when we record your demonstrations, we dub copies of them. So we can tell if you went in and you changed anything in the title. Because in the title, in the video, you know you say 16 feet back, but you would change it in the title. He does this. This is pretty messed up. So he'll go in and say something like, in the video, it's ambient rejection, but he'll post, it's not.
This screen with lighting. Alright guys, what is up? This is Chrome 1176, back again. Alright, so customer wanted to see this screen with lighting, okay? Meaning I got this light right here, which is 800 lumens, that's it. Coming down, I got all the windows open, normal lights coming in, okay? I'm using 4200 lumen projector, which sits literally 16 feet back.
See right there? That's the first fail. You have to be able to show that 16 feet. You can't just, 16 feet. No, you have to lean down and show that you are physically 16 feet back from the screen.
All right. And the reason I'm doing this is...
See how fast he looked and pushed the camera up? Yeah, he's not 16 feet back. My projector sits back 19 feet in the room. At one point, I thought it was 18 until we went and did the measurement. It was actually 19. So the problem we have here, this is going to completely wash out.
The customer's using a 3000 lumen ultra short circuit projector. All right. So just wanted to say really quick, my product's not ambient light rejection at all. All right. I don't claim it is, and I will never claim it is, but...
Oh my goodness, man. You've really got to stop lying in demonstrations. Really, really, really got to stop lying in demonstrations. Not good for you. Not good for you. Never said. All right. This is the reason why you got to be careful about the flip-flopping, people. You got to make sure you know what you're getting at the end of the day, because you don't want to get robbed. So let's see. Let's go over here. Now, if you want to find those videos, put Crow 1176 Frankenstein, put screen paint, mix, and then put ambient light rejection. That's all you have to do is type in. That's it. And it'll pull up all demonstrations under the Frankenstein claiming to be ambient light rejection. Every last one of them will pull. Make sure we hit it. There we go. This is how we're able to research and find out if he's been testing his products. Now, he said, right, never said it was ambient light rejection, right? Now look. He's going in, he's changing his titles. I'm gonna show you. See how he went in and put Crystal Edge? That was never put in there. See right there? So he's coming in on videos and he's changing the title to try to justify how he got outed. So he puts down alive, and then he puts down Crystal Edge Technology. Oh, dude, that's sad, man. That is so sad. But let's go in here. He said he never said it was ambient light rejection. He never said that.
Hey guys, it's Crime6. What's going on, guys? What is going on? So today, I will be doing a.
You got to be careful about lying, man.
I will be doing a
You can get caught so easy lying. And this is what happens when I tell you that people, at the end of the day, lie so much they mess up.
This is the way I do it. This is my preference, you know. I'll paint it with Frankenstein mix that I created here. It's more like ambient light rejection paint that I have here. And I will be painting it with this. Showing you what to do. All you need is, that's it, paint, roller. This is just smooth. It's not smooth. Yeah, man, what I'm trying to do with this, I'm gonna paint it with Frankenstein mix that I created here. It's more like ambient light rejection paint that I have here. It works better than your typical what? My product's not ambient light rejection at all. Alright? I don't claim it is, and I will never claim it is, but it works.
Dude, you lie. See, this is the problem. You're doing demonstrations as if your product is ambient light rejection. These are demonstrations when anyone's trying to prove it's going to be ambient light rejection. This is how they display them. So you're telling people that they're not, but you're doing these demonstrations right here. And that's the reason why your screens are washing out, and it's the reason why customers are buying this, and they go out and they try to put the lights on, and the screen washes out automatically. And then you'll come back and say, well, I never said that. I never said it was ambient light rejection. I have it right here on my website, not being ambient light rejection, but you're portraying it like it is. This is where you're misleading people at the end of the day. And this is how badly and washed up the image came up. There's supposed to be a dock right there. At the end of the day, it's not even there. That is a completely washed out image. And you see the backsplash right here? See the backsplash in the background? See how it's oversplashing the screen? See how it's not doing it in the other one? Yeah. You lie, man. You lie so much in your demonstrations. Your customers cannot believe you. No one can believe you at the end of the day because you lie. And what makes it even worse, that this product that you're showing off about a year later or so, for a couple of years later, ended up matching a house paint that you were in a demonstration doing, and still continue to sell a scam paint on your website. You have no test results. You have no batch numbers. We know because that's what I typed into the search engine. Test results under your products, and we can't find anything. Nothing at all. Nothing but demonstrations of your product sitting in dark environments or trying to produce in well-lit environments, and screens completely washing and fading out completely. The Frankenstein demonstration you saw, that was a final test. That literally was a final test display, washed out that bad. How long has the Cinemax been out? Let me see if we go back. That's 9 months. We have to go back to the original launch on when that screen paint came out. Because compared to how long that's been out, that's how much money you're going to have to pay back on a product that matched the house paint. Which means all that time that you were selling that product, it was never ever tested. If you had tested it, you wouldn't have ended up like, this fellow over here, which is you, on the blacklist showing a product matching house paint. So that product was never tested. So that means all that time you were selling that paint to people and lying to them, You never told them that the product, did you tell them the product was tested? I'm pretty sure they asked. I'm pretty sure the consumer asked. Did you lie to them and tell them it was? Because we have him right here. This is Jamie right here. This is his deleted videos of what missing. And remember what you said when you came into the channel. You said that my camera is doing this. So if my camera is doing this, you're going to go on your website. I'll go to your front page. Let's see if you can back it up by bringing that video up out of wherever place you hit it at and posting it directly to your site. And it's not there. As a matter of fact, that's what we asked you to begin with. This is how all this got started. We asked them to post this video directly to his website so the customers can make a decision whether they want to buy his product or buy Sherwin-Williams. And he removed the videos off his account. That's you right there. That's the title of the video. You can't change it because we have it. That's what you put in there, right? That's you right there on camera, is it not? So how are you selling a product on your website for that ridiculous amount of money that's not tested, no batch numbers, and it matches house paint? That's Jamie self-snitching on himself. There you go, rolling it in. And then your results that shot the living daylights out of them, you match the screen. So tell me, please explain why this product is still sitting on your website, because it shouldn't. What Jamie should have did, if he did respect his customers, what he should have did, or any new customers, what he should have did was he should have issued an apology. He should have issued some kind of trying to return money back to people at the end of the day after getting caught with this. He should remove the product directly off his website because it is a scam product. It clearly shows that he matched the house paint in the day and he's trying to get money for something that you could pick up at Sherwin-Williams. That's what you need to do. And hopefully if your customers trust you, because you say, what'd you say, you did something, your customers, that's a lot of trust for your customers to trust you or something like that. That's what you said. You made some statement that in the 15 order lie about how I'm happy that you guys trust me and all. No, they should not trust you at all, period. We've got this posted comparison on several different forum sites, and everybody's sitting there going, gee whiz, that is freaking messed up. I don't know what's worse, the fact that you deleted the video and tried to get rid of it, or you're still selling the screen paint as if it never happened. What are you going to do? Go on vacation again? Slander us, curse us out? I don't care at the end of the day. That don't affect me at all anyway. What are you going to do? How are you going to fix this mess that you made at the end of the day? Because we leave open mic for him. We do. We had open mic several times for him. We bring him in. We question him. And only thing Jamie responds back with is insults, curses, emojis. Hey, that's what at the end of the day, he's supposed to be a professional. That's how professionals do how they handle their business. No, they don't. People who scam people act that way. They get on the offensive, they get angry, they get upset. That paint should not be on a website anywhere being sold. You shouldn't even have it on your eBay account. You shouldn't even have it on your website. It should not be sold, knowing this video right here exists. And he tried to hide the video. He tried to desperately try to hide the video. See how I zoom in on there? You match the skin tones. That's a white level. That's the LG snowboarding. We do them all the time over here. You match the skin tones on a house paint. So like I said, your main concern, the consumer, if you decide to enter down this road, which you should not, we warn you, you don't know what you're getting in the mail. Like I said before, if he's bold enough to still have that paint in on his website, if he's bold enough to still be on YouTube talking about that paint as if this video never existed, this didn't happen, then guess what he's bold enough to do next? Go down to Sherwin-Williams, buy that paint, pour it into a container, and ship it to you and charge you overpriced for house paint, which he's already doing right now. Clearly, he's doing it already. But this way, he would save more money. He won't be saving you hundreds, he'll be saving himself hundreds. Because instead of him buying black paint to mix with the Behr 1050 and then buy some silver Metallica paint and a little glitter to put in with that, cost him 50, 60 bucks right there. When he can just go down to Sherwin-Williams, pick up a gallon of it, and basically pour that into the containers and say, voila, we got Cinemax right here. Look, see right here with the screen washed out? This is where he gets really agitated. His screen literally washed out on a P2 projector, a $3,300 machine washed out right next to the house paint. And this is why you see him get up and block the camera. Now you see that image? Do you see how washed out that looks? His paint washed right out with the freaking the Network Grade 773. Washed clean out. That's supposed to be stew, I think it is. So what are you gonna get mad at me about at the end of the day, Jamie? What do you get mad at me about? You get mad at me because at the end of the day, we busted you and we exposed you. That's what you're mad about. That's what you're ranting. That's why you're angry. It doesn't bother me. The more memes you do of me, the more cursing and carry on, that doesn't bother me. It just shows me at the end of the day that you can't back your product. Your product is house paint, and you have no business selling that on a website. Because anyone who doesn't see these videos and goes in and buys that product, well, they shouldn't have to read into the website. That should be a huge red flag right there. But if they do go in and buy from you, you should tell them it's your right. I'm not saying it's your right. Your responsibility as a merchant to inform your customers that that product is basically matching the Sherwin-Williams, and they can go get it cheaper from there. Now, if you want to use that claim against us, well, in the next room right there, we're doing a demonstration for fun where I've got 3 different versions of black paint, including fabric. And yesterday, I had some fun. I even threw my pants up there in a black hoodie for fun and blew it clean out of the water with no problem. Why can I do that? People say, "Oh, he's so arrogant." No, I'm not arrogant, people. I have confidence because I test myself at the end of the day. That's the difference between somebody studying for a calculus math quiz and someone who does it. The person who knows it's going to be the one going, "Yeah, I'm going to kill him, to crush him, to destroy him." Dun, 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 dun. That's the person in the corner doing that because he studied. The other person sitting there nervous as can be, he did not study. Everybody knows when you're about to crush a test and you know all the answers and you did it right, oh, you're going to go in there brimming with confidence. He can't brim with confidence because this stuff is absolutely horrible. Oh, it's bad. Look at that. Look at the matches on every freaking level. And this is the same paint here that Jamie is now selling right here on his website. The same fake pictures you're seeing here, these are the pictures on the P2, do not match the same pictures that you're seeing from the customer. Why are the black levels darker there, but when you go over, gray level shades of gray, but they're still black levels, they're not really black, but you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, but they're darker there than it is with the Epson projector in a fully lit environment, 15 feet back, because he's a couple inches from the screen at 3,000 lumens and a 2 million to 1 contrast on a caliber projector. So that's the first smoke trick right there he's showing you at the end of the day. So, to his customers, not my customers, but to his customers, what do you think? So he's doing this at the end of the day. If he's bold enough to come on air and show you video demonstrations on the Cinemax, still have it on his website for sale, deleted videos showing him actually matching the product, what about the rest of the stuff he's selling? That's why we requested the test. That's why we requested that the IB mix, the hybrid mix, and the Cinemax all be tested under slip silver and network grade 773. You got to test your stuff, man. You got to test it. All right, let's see. Let's go to that front page, see if we can find that video. Because you came on here, we gave you open mic, we gave him an opportunity to talk. He came here ranting and carrying on and acting up. And I said, okay, look, man, if what I'm doing over here is fake, then find the video and post it directly to your page. Let's see if it's on the page. We're going to the front home page right now. See if Jamie was able to back it up. Nothing. All you do is talk trash. That's all you do is talk trash all day. You don't back anything up. You're a liar. Where's the video at? Nowhere to be found. So it means that at the end of the day, Mr. Bird was showing the real video. Of course we're showing the real video at the end of the day. That's just Jamie coming there trying to basically start something to try to hope somebody would believe whatever he says. I told you, you're like the equivalence of watching somebody jump out of an airplane without a parachute. I mean, even though they know they ain't got nothing strapped to their back, they do try. They grab onto anything they possibly can, even though there's nothing there to grab onto. And then it just accept reality and just take the impact and hope you survive when you hit the earth. All these customers got robbed, every last one of them. Anytime we see people displaying their products, it clearly shows they were robbed. Did you show them that demonstration? No. Is it posted to your website? No. You don't want anybody to know about it, that's why. All right, let's go to your YouTube channel. Let's see if you went in there and you did any of the test demonstrations we have been requesting. So we've been requesting for Jamie to do demonstrations against the micro blend slip silver. That's one of them. And network grade 773. He has been refusing to do any of the demonstrations at all. So that's another red flag that you have to be careful about. For those you don't know what we talk about when we talk about the micro blend, this is the micro blend. This is a house paint that you can pick up on Amazon. I think they're like $18.99 or $17.03. Now, the reason why this is considered to be a very serious threat, number one, it has a very good tone to it. That's another threat why. But number two, well, actually, number one, most important, anyone can order this anywhere, which means you could be overseas. You will pay no surcharge fee. You'll do the same thing his product can do with no problem whatsoever. Now, for those of you, I mean, we had somebody come in yesterday talking about, what about SL? Are you kidding me? You're asking me, a person who tests their product on every level you could possibly think of, if I did SL screens, me. Been there, done that already. You're late to the party. I've done so many tests on so many screens, it's not even funny. I can go back to my archives and I can pull whatever I want. Because I did it already. These guys can't even pass basic house paint. We got basic house paint on the screen right now in the next room. So this is on the 2.0. If you go pull up microblend, slip silver, in Google, guess who pops up in the video players? We do. We've already tested this. Our product has already tested and passed it, beat the daylights out of it. They still can't get past it. So let's go check the YouTube channel. Let's see what we got. Now, chances are, like I said, we're expecting to get slandered because we always get slandered, hatred. I mean, that's how Crow reacts. We don't get upset or angry by that. That's him. That's normally who he is. So, you know, that's how he backs his product. I guess that's how he does it. I don't know how that works. But let's go and let's see. Now I got to promise myself when I go in here, if I find anything in here jacked up, we're not going to basically go into it because we were known for doing that, for basically out in the sky on every level. So let's just keep this simple and sweet. Let's just go in and get what we need. All we need to do is see if he did the test demonstrations at all. Now keep in mind, 3600 lumens. Oh, that's where we're supposed to go. I almost lost track on that. See right there, projector central, or no, sorry, not projector central. See on this page, 3600 lumens. He puts up the Epson. We're going in real quick. I forgot something real quick. The Epson 955. He's missing two freaking model numbers are missing from there. It's supposed to be the W. I forgot I was supposed to be going right over there. Sorry about that, people. We have to do this right now and then come back over there. I need to go over to projector central. Epson 599. Let me see. That's the projector right there. Let's go get a copy of that. Let's go over to projector central. Projector central. Projector central. There we go. I was looking up right there. See right there? Got it already marked already. Let's see what we find. Let's see if it's anything in there that that projector exists. There's a 599WH. There's a 599W. There's no such thing as an Epson 5955. It doesn't exist. There's only two models that pop up. One's a WH and one's actually a W. So he deliberately removed that somebody would come in and look it up. This is a specification sheet. That projector is 3200 lumens, not 36. Again, how do you not know this? I mean, everybody has access to Projector Central. Let me see what we have here. That is that the WH? I think it's the WH, right? The WH, yeah, WH955 is around, it's a WXGA, which I know the WXGA projector, 3200 lumens, right there, 1280 by 800. Let me see here, 1610 WXGA, right there. Contrast, I told you contrast, 10,000 to 1 contrast. 10,000 to 1 contrast, and you can't pick up a contrast level? That's really bad. That's extremely bad right there on that gray screen paint. Let's see, 3-type LCD, 10-bit processor. My projectors actually had 8, believe it or not. Let's see, let's go over here. Let's check the calculator distance throw. Now, for those of you who've never been on a calculator distance throw, this is pretty cool. This will allow you to see how far back you can get. All right, we're going to do this at 16.9 because I'm pretty sure that's where he was at 16.9. He wasn't doing 16.10. See, if he did 16.10 would have shot from top to bottom. It just would have been a little shorter than 16.9 with 16.10. Because I have two screens. You have to have a screen customized for 16.10. His screen's not customized for 16.10. 16.10 screens have odd numbers. Like downstairs, the screen's 129 inches 16.10. Upstairs, 127 is 16.10. They have weird numbers attached to them. All right, so here we are, the distance throw. Now, distance throw, he said 15 feet, right? So let's bring it in around 15 feet. 15. All right, at 15 feet, and this is, if you don't know, for those of you who don't know about measuring projection screens real quick, all right, 15 feet. This is the height. So the height is 59 inches high, 106 inches wide. That's what you would need to accommodate the screen size for this particular projector at that distance. Your screen size is measured this way, not this way or not this way. It's measured diagonally across. So it is actually 121 inches. Didn't I tell you? I remember numbers like that. It's weird. It's freaky. Like I can memorize projectors. All the projectors I got downstairs, I can memorize the specifications on every last one of them. Is that crazy or what? But anyway, 15 feet back. So at 15 feet back, his screen size would be 121 feet. No, sorry, it would be 121 inches. So the fact that he's fitting inside of a 100-inch shows that his zoom is pushed all the way down to try to maintain a sharper and brighter image at that distance with all that light hitting the screen. There you go. Jamie, you are a fake. Let's go get the other projector. Now that was the WH. Let's go pick up the W, the Epson 955W. That's why I was looking, I was like, wait a minute, that projector doesn't even freaking exist because he deliberately removed that just in case if somebody went in and did what I'm doing right now. All right, there's the the 955W. Let's grab that one. All right, so we're on this page right here. These are the only two that come up. Let's see, this one right here will be 3,000 lumens. The other one was 32. They both have 10,000 to 1 contrast. So 1280 by 800, 1610 WXGA, 10 bits on the color. And let's check out the distance calculator. How far will we be back on this one? Some people think it's the same thing. It's not. Actually, depends on the lens. All right, so let's go over here. Let's put it over in 16:9, right there. There, 16:9, and let's go to the distance. Let's bring it up to around 15 feet. 15, 15, 15, 15, 10, 15, 9, 15 feet. All right, 15 feet from the screen as he claimed in the video. Oh, actually, that is right. Sorry, I was way off on that one myself. It is 121 per each one. There we go. So it's 121. 121. So he's going to be 121 with each projector, whether it be the Epson 955W or the Epson 955 WH. But the projector he was claiming doesn't exist. And the reason why he removed that, because again, and test him. It's got people already test. I'm not the only one to test this card. There's a lot of people that test cards in the day. That's why we never see him in any forum sites. We never see him in any forum sites at all with that paint. I can't wait for him to come in there. They want to pick his brain. That's why we had the open mic. See how long it took him to come in on the open mic? He didn't even come in. He didn't even come in at all. Well, he did come. He came in and he ranted and carried on as he usually does. All right, so right there in your demonstration, that was a lie. Now let's go to your YouTube page. We need to go in and we need to pull up. Oh, wait, real quick before you go to your page. This is a fellow. He's probably complaining about this guy right now. But hey, this is what happens when you rip off a customer. You ripped off a customer. So Crow went in, ripped off a customer. Customer came in on the Cinemax. So bottom line is, I told you people are going to do that. They're going to go out and they're going to now buy Amazon's paint and they're going to do their own tests. And people are getting ripped off. They're upset. So I told you, the longer it takes for you to drag your feet to do these tests, the more and more people are going to go in and do these tests. Crow does thing on cameras where basically he can be slightly off by a little bit, but he makes it sound like it's a huge, massive change, and it's not a huge, massive change. You got to understand, man, at the end of the day, people will sit there and go, okay, I'm buying some furniture. We got two couches over there. One could be slightly a darker red than the other, but if that one is slightly darker, it's like $1,000, and the other one's like $200. Guess which one they're going to buy? They're going to buy the one for $200. Because they're going to sit there and say, well, you know, no one's really going to be able to tell at the end of the day. I mean, it isn't really that off. You can't really see the difference. I mean, from here, you can't even really see it at the end of the day. I'll take that one right there. That's $250 right there. I'm saving me some money. I heard that so many times, it's not even funny. You hear when people buy cars and furniture and everything else, they sit there and go, well, how much is that one? Well, that's about $5,000. They look just the difference. I'm like, this one's a little bit of a darker so-and-so. That's it? I'll take that one right there. Ain't nobody really going to know. People do it all the time. So if you really can't show a massive difference between night and day, if somebody walks out and that's like a cherry red Corvette and the other one's like this bland, pasty red, you're like, I'll take that one over there. I definitely can see the difference between that. But if you got something that looks that close to the other one, like, oh, no, I'm good. I'll take that one right there. That's So people will spend less for something if you really can't tell the difference. They do it with clothes, they do it with sneakers, they do it with designer glasses, they do it with everything. If they got something that looks exactly like the replica, and you can't tell one from the other just by a little bit of a margin, if someone's really not going to know, heck yeah, they're going to go in that direction. And how much is it cheaper? There you go. That's why when we do demonstrations, we go and buy all these products, throw it against our screen to show that no matter what you get at the end of the day, you can't beat the screen. That's why we do it that way. You don't do that at all, period. So when we're watching a demonstration of you matching house paint this well, why in the world would anybody in their right mind go in and spend the money for your product when they can go right down to freaking Sherwin-Williams and do the exact same thing? And clearly what we've seen from the demonstration with the 4K projector, that image isn't coming from your screen, that's coming from the projector. Because if that was the case, the customer who you were displaying the Epson on the Epson 955, which missing the rest of the model number, but anyway, on that projector, doesn't look the same way as it does on the demonstrations on your website. The contrast levels are not even pulling at all, period. There are two different screens there. because one's on a high-end projector, dark environment, calibrated, and the other one's sitting there 15 feet back, away from the screen, doesn't have the distance throw there, doesn't have close to the screen, so the distance throw is there, and a fully lit environment, and the screen's washed out. So how can they all look the same? So who in their right mind is going to sit there and give you $89 or $90 for a product at the end of the day that you can't even beat a basic house paint? So let's go and see if Crow is able to back up anything at all, period. Make sure we get the right account. And we got one here that basically is the mimic. Let me see, I think this is it right here.
Alright guys, what is up? This is Crow 1170s.
Yeah, we got the right one. Okay, let's go in there and have a look. And let's see if he did any demonstrations. Same nonsense. Nothing. So, again, he's stealing from y'all. I told you from the door. Look at this. This is what we got from him. Showing the Optima P2 Crow Cinemax. Scan paint. 6 hours ago. Look, 6 hours ago. Trying to back his product up. Trying to fight. Dude, where is the demonstration? Oh, my goodness, I can't. This guy's unbelievable. 6 hours ago, he's in there trying to show this. We're going to watch that one right there. After we just saw the house paint. All right, so let me see. Let me see. Oh, wait. No. Here he said, Crow Q&A, what's next for Kenneth Bird prison? How am I going to prison? Curious. How? I'm trying to figure out how am I going to prison. For doing demonstrations about you scamming people at the end of the day and stealing money from them. For showing you on, you doing an actual video of you matching network grade 773. Of you deleting videos off your account of you matching black house paint. Yeah, I'm not going to jail, buddy. Sorry, that's not going to happen. But you, on the other hand, you are. Now, we're not going to go into that. We know about Crow we file complaints against Crow for mail fraud. So, buddy, evidence is there. I'm sorry, but you have to face it. And you've been talking about this whole lawyer thing for me for the longest time. I still haven't talked to any of your attorneys yet. But anyway, let's move on. Crow is just rambling on. Let's talk about here. PS5, acoustic, nothing there. Nothing. Dude, you're doing nothing. You're not showing us anything, man. Nothing at all, period. Where's the demonstrations for the slip silver? Nothing. Nothing. Anything yet? Nothing. What we got here? Black Series edition. Let's see. Can't back it up. How would anybody get a Black Series edition? They don't even exist. We don't even have them available yet. Oh, this is funny. We got to see this. Oh shit! Music way too loud.
What is up? Guys, this...
So here we go. Oh my goodness. First of all, how would anybody order a Black Series? They're not even available yet. Anywhere. They're in testing. So how in the world would anyone be able to get a Black Series edition? That's virtually impossible. They don't exist right now. See? Perfect example. Got him again. Got him again doing something stupid. Remember I told you about he has a habit of basically faking like he has their products and don't have them? Perfect example. Jamie, Black Series are not even available yet. They're still in the testing stage. As a matter of fact, that's a new one right there we just got finished developing. So they're not available. So how in the world could you have had a tracking number for an item that we don't even have available yet? We haven't even really decided on the labels yet, because the labels we have right now, we call them dummy labels. They're basically test labels because we haven't figured out what to call it. We've changed the name multiple times on the theater version of it. Now the new name for it's going to be Cinema Complete. We just haven't figured out what we're going to call it yet. So how do you have a tracking number for an item that, again, we don't have available yet? Oh, We got to come back in on this one. We got to. We don't have a choice. We caught this joker doing something extremely stupid. I tell you, they are their worst nightmares. Remember the incident with the 39s? We're still waiting for those receipts. Well, Jamie went in and claimed to have a 39. The problem is that his timeline, or when he said he got the order at that particular time, the 39 didn't even exist. It was in talks of basically developing one. He can't produce any form of batch numbers. He can't produce containers. He can't produce anything because anything he produces within that timeline, that product did not exist. It was in the development stage. So how in the world were you able to get a tracking number for a Black Series? How? You're showing a tracking number. So how are you able to get something that we don't even have available yet? No one can get their hands on it. They're still in testing. All right, we got to come back on this one. Okay, but we finished up on this. As you can see, went to his channel. There's nothing done. He didn't do any demonstrations on the slip silver, which, as I told you at the end of the day, he's not going to do it. And the reason why Jamie's not going to do this is because, and when you saw the demonstration with the network grade 773, you seen that demonstration was really bad for him. It's really, really, really bad for him. He suffered on that camera. It was really bad. But that's what happens when you lie and you cheat your customers. And the fact that going through that process all over again, he's not going to do that at all, period. Once somebody basically, I guess he got burned pretty good in that one, they're not going to go through it again. So chances are off camera, he probably did the test and found out they match quite well. And that's the reason why we went to the YouTube channel. We didn't find anything at all. He's not doing anything. He's ignoring it. And if he's ignoring it and knowing what you already know already, knowing that he has demonstrations showing him matching the network grade 773, he's still selling his paint on his product. He's still scamming his customers. As you can see, he's clearly scamming his customers. But the fact that he is basically ignoring all and everything from his customers, from us, asking him to do these demonstrations. And I told you what he likes to do. He'll run. He'll run here, he'll run here, he'll talk about everything else, but he doesn't want to talk about that slip silver. So you have your evidence. What you need to do is either if you have his product, try to get your money back. If you don't have the product, don't buy it and don't go near it with a 10-foot pole because he can't do the test. Now we got to come back in. We got to talk about our screen paint that's not even available yet, that we're still talking about. We don't even have a specification sheet for it yet on how he was able to get a tracking number for it. We got to check this out. This was on September the 19th, 2022. Okay. Jamie, let me explain something to you how we do things over here. If it doesn't have a batch number, we can't ship it out. So that's how it works over here with us. And all our products have to go through testing. So you said it's a Black Series. Which one? Because you do know the Black Series, there's 5 of them, right? Each one has a different name for that product. We don't even know. We gave them dummy names for the time being to give them some kind of identity, but we don't know what they're going to end up being because they're still under testing. So which ones did you get? Because there's 5 of them. And you didn't specify which one. All I'm seeing is Black Series Edition. This is where you're extremely stupid, and this is where I'm going to embarrass you. Do you know what the Black Series Edition is? It's a collection line. That's what you just put up there. That is the collection line of the technology. It wouldn't say edition next to it. Now, we'll come back and we'll explain it to you. My goodness, this guy's an idiot. I swear. I see some dumb people in my timeline, but good gracious. We got to come back on this one, people. It's just too easy. It's way too easy. We're going to talk about this. Till then, your customers or anybody dealing with this guy, pressure him to do the demonstrations. As you can see, clearly he's afraid. This will be, I'll come back in, we'll put this in, and I got to do request number, we're at 3 now? Yeah, 3, request 3. All right, well, we got to talk about this one right. Does he have a Black Series that we don't even have available yet for anybody? But got to go. Thank you all, and God bless, and be careful. Look before you leap.